welcome to my channel. Today I am making some handmade embellishments, which is always very exciting. People seem to like that. So the first step I'm starting off by is, well, I should say that I'm using my wild hair kit. So the first thing I'm doing is taking out all of the bigger pieces that I think would make good backgrounds. I do end up only making 3 embellishments, but I lay out the different pieces that might make good starter pieces and go from there. So it's best to start, I'm not a pro, I should say that, but it's best to start with the biggest piece first and then work your way forward, if that makes sense, to smaller pieces. So that's what I'm doing here, and I end up making 3 different embellishments, and the first one was kind of iffy. I don't know. It's okay. It turns out okay. The other 2 I like better. It kind of just progresses. It gets better, thankfully. I guess it's good to get better than worse. So, I mean, that's all part of the process, I think. It's so hard when we see different people on Instagram or YouTubers and their projects are perfect and they only show you their best work and they only show you their favorites. Whereas I think we all have a process and we're not all perfect all the time. So I hope this helps. I mean, I still like the first one that I did, but I just like the others better. And I don't think we get it perfect every time, and that's okay. So you'll see that here. I like the first one, like I said, but not my favorite. But I did just have a lot of embellishments that I thought would work well to make handmade embellishments. So that's why I decided to do that today. And I thought it would be good to use up those bigger rectangular chipboard pieces. Those ones I find hard to use otherwise. So I thought they would be good to use up for this kind of project where you have lots of layers and different things going on. That doily is actually just from my stash, but otherwise the rest of it is from the kit itself. So yeah, this is actually, I think, one of the first projects I did with my kit, but you're seeing it more in the middle endish of the month, I believe, if I put these out correctly. So I do have a lot. You can see I do have a lot that I'm working with, which is great. That's the great thing about these kits. It's always jam-packed full of great products. So I don't ever feel like I am looking for something more to add, which you can always do. Like I added the doily, but they're always jam-packed and full, which is great. And I got this sequin mix from Spiegel Mom Scraps in my kit. And those are kind of what I use as my enamel dots, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's kind of like my enamel dot replacement in this kind of situation. And I felt like this needed a little something, so I got my like edge distresser thing, and I got that out and used that. You could also use your scissors, just be careful. That's not too difficult either. So if you don't have a fancy little tool like this, you can just use your scissors. It's yeah, really easy to do. And I know that the key to these fun embellishments is to do lots of layers and do lots of dimension and all that stuff. So I'm trying. I'm not pro at handmade embellishments, but I try and I have fun and I'm working with it. So I guess like what I just try to tell myself is that practice makes perfect. And that I'm not going to be perfect the first time, but the more I do it, the better I'll get at it, hopefully at least. And yeah, just exercising that part of your brain to just get the creative juices out of you. And yeah, so I should mention I used some thread from my stash as well. I just felt like it needed a different texture. I did have a lot of textures in this because of the way my kit was curated for me, but I just felt like it needed one more something else. Couldn't quite figure out what, but then I saw the thread on my table and I had the perfect blue color, so worked out really well. And as you can see, I also sometimes put the chipboard up on foam, which might seem kind of silly because they're already kind of thick, but oh, sorry about Harvey. But it just worked for this project. It felt right. So I don't know what I'll use these for. I might give them to a pen pal, but I have them ready in a bowl sitting on my desk in case I want to grab at them. And they're fun to make. They're a good little creative thing to do if you don't really feel like doing a full layout or a full Happy Mail project. They're a really good thing to do just if you want to do a little something. That's what I find, at least. So this one I think turned out cute. I love the color scheme. I love the layers and the dimension and everything that's going on. I think, yeah, I like it. It's cute. And then I do believe I make one more after this. And I'm just using my glue there. It's a Tombow adhesive. I don't remember the exact name. Tombow mono adhesive. I don't know. I don't know the exact name, but for my adhesives, I use Tombow products mostly. I'm not sponsored or anything. I just genuinely like their products, and they're accessible to me because I can find it at my local Michael's. So it's always pretty easy to get and use a coupon on. So it's great. This is the cut file from the kit, and it's really cute. It's like this little tree branch thing. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's like a tree branch plant thing. Leaf. Anyway, I tried it behind the embellishment, and I actually like that, how that looks. I don't know, it's something different, and I'd never normally try something like that, but I think it works really well. So I'm happy with the way that works and that fits in. I didn't really expect that. And then I'm taking these really cute little stickers from Pink Fresh Studio that came in my kit. They're these puffy alphas, and I'm obsessed with them. It doesn't look like it now, but you'll see my Kill a Kit video at the end of the month that I did use a lot of them. And I still have so many left because they include so many vowels in these packages, which is the best. Like, so many. They just like fill in all the little spaces that aren't filled with random letters that you'll probably need more of, so you don't feel like you'll run out really quick. So that's really great. At the end, I'll show you all of the embellishments close up. I know I just showed you really quick and I didn't show you the first one close up, but I'll do that at the end a little bit slower so you can see. So for this one, I decided to cut the tag out of that cut apart that's from Heidi Swap. It doesn't totally match the colors of the Dear Lizzy products that I have because I got a lot of Dear Lizzy in my kit, but it really ended up working in the end, and I love how this one turned out, probably because of the florals I put in it. But I did distress all of the edges of this, and I think that helped too, to give it some texture, to give it dimension, just something different than flat paper. So I cut those out of the cut apart and started from there, and then I didn't really know where I was going with it, so I'm trying different things. I put a little doily on, but in the end, you don't really end up seeing much of that. It gets covered up for the most part, but that's what happens when you do these layered embellishments, and I think it's totally okay. So I'm going to layer some of these flowers on, and of course use some dimension again, using some foam, just some like fun foam, and gluing that on. I find that the glue works best on the foam, whereas the tape adhesive doesn't quite work as well. And then I'm also going to put this word love up on foam. And this one is actually pretty simple, but in the end ends up being my favorite. So it's kind of funny how that happens. The simpler ones, I don't know. Like, there's still a lot going on, but it felt like I didn't really have to like force it or think about it as much. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of the way I felt when I was making it, and I ended up really loving it. And again, probably because of the florals, because I love some florals, and I love these florals from this collection. So maybe that has something to do with it. Yeah, so this is really coming together. And I'm trying to figure out what else to add, but I was like, I'm happy with the way it looks like that. Like, I don't feel like I have to add too much, which I kind of like when that happens, when you just feel complete with it. Yeah, so what else? I don't remember what else I add. But it looks really cute, and like I said, I'm happy with how they all turned out, but this one was my favorite, and I also like that second one I did, so that's just the way it goes. You never really know how it's going to go when you're creating or how things are going to turn out. But I added a little sequins on there, and then I have some string that came in my kit, so I added that as well, which was just perfect. Just perfect way to finish that tag off. And yeah, so that completes all of my embellishments. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're feeling inspired, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.